grade curriculum picks this homeschool year. We made some big changes this year and we're going to dive into them today. I'm Jordan Ashley and I'm a homeschool mom of 2, almost 3, and we learn, grow, and explore everywhere we go, whether it's at home, Disney World, or the world beyond. So we're going to dive into what we do. We've been homeschooling for about 3 years now, but we did start when my daughter was 3. So we're finally in the elementary age and we're doing our first grade curriculum picks. Now I'm going to dive deeper into like flip throughs and why we are doing these, all the different manipulatives and different activities we are doing to go along with each subject in other videos, as well as like follow-ups later on throughout the years. So be sure to subscribe. Now let's get to it. Let's start off with language arts. So that's our reading, our writing, our phonics, our spelling, our literature. And what are we using this year? We're using a combination of things, but for our main curriculum, we decided to switch from the Good and the Beautiful this year to Abeka. So this was a big change, and this is something that I'm hopeful for. I've read and done a ton of research, and we wanted something that was going to be foundational, and I'm not a very good speller, or I don't do phonics well myself. I am dyslexic. So I wanted to make sure I wasn't going to miss anything. So if you want to know more about the research and details of why we chose Abeka and how I pick and choose which parts of it we are using, because there's so much, which is so different than what we were used to. And so we're going to show you that. But here's the things that I have this year, and we'll flip through them together in another video. So I did go ahead and purchase the teacher's manual, which let me tell you guys, it's hefty. So that's new for me, and hopefully this is the part that's going to be the most helpful for me. I will let you know in a couple months how that's going. We are also doing the letters and sounds 1, and that's seat work, and then we have language and seat work text 1, and this is more of the grammar, creative writing, and reading comprehension. Now I'm going to show you. So like by the end of it, they have like very colorful pages. From what I've read so far, we're basically just doing 1 page at a time and then moving on to the next book. So again, I'll dive deeper into this later on in another video. We have spelling and poetry 1 as well. So this will be spelling and some fun poetry things, which I really think my daughter will love. Another thing we are doing from Abeka is their readers. So this is just the first reader. There's several more that come along with the set, or if you piece together your package, then you can do that as well. So this is Fun with Pets, and we've actually already started reading this one. She saw it and she wanted to read it, so that's a good sign, right? So we just started flipping through and looking forward to more of this. Now for handwriting, we are using handwriting without tears because my daughter does not love handwriting. She likes doing things like math, and she likes telling stories, and she can do her letters, but she doesn't love handwriting, so it's always a struggle. So I'm hoping that this will be simple, straightforward, easy. When we first learned our letters, we did not like dive into it, where I was teaching her every single stroke. One, because I didn't know the order of the strokes, I just knew which order I've done it my whole life, or at least my whole adult life. So this is hopefully going to be helpful for that. And I did get another few little pieces that went along with the set for this as well. So we are also doing a ton of readers in the sense of she's going to be reading some stories, and we're going to be taking them to like Disney World and having the characters sign their own stories for like the ones that she has read herself. So I'm really excited about that. But I'm also doing a ton of read alouds. I mean, what kind of homeschool parent would I be if I didn't have a long list of read alouds? So I would love to know yours down in the comments below of what your kids loved or what they are currently loving in this like 6-year-old range, in that first grade range, because my daughter loves listening to read aloud. So we actually are getting our Yodos, new Yodo cards coming in soon. So I'm really excited about that because I lose my voice a lot when I'm reading to her. But the one we are currently on is Nim's Island. So we flipped through those so quickly. Now, another thing we love to do for literature is to make it fun. So we will do book parties, and we do those with our co-op, and we kind of do some miniature ones at home, like mini ones at home, because I love a good theme. I love a unit, and I live at Disney World, so we love creating magic and fun and just memories that go along with homeschooling. So we are doing other things as well to make it more fun and a little bit more engaging. I'm hoping to incorporate those as well as all of this curriculum. I will let you know how it goes. Moving on to math, we again switch from the good and the beautiful to Horizons Math. Now this is the first book of the set. There are 2 books for first grade. And we did this because my daughter really does very, very well in math, in the sense of it's very straightforward and easy for her. We do things like reversing our numbers when we're writing because she's focused on the actual problems themselves. So we're working on those kind of things. But as far as understanding the concepts, she did all of her math very quickly the first kindergarten year. So we are going to try Horizons because from what I understand, it's a little bit more, it does move you along at a different pace, and it doesn't have as much of the fluff. So we're gonna do Horizons for most of her math. We're also doing game school. So we do a ton of games in our family. We have a ton of educational games, but any game can be educational. Anything you do, if you've been homeschooling for any time, or if this is your first year, hi, you got this. It's gonna be great. Anything you do can be educational, just depending on how you go about it. So just what intentional words that you say, or listen and watch your kid learn and grow without you doing anything. So a good mixture of that is what we found helpful in our home. So game school. We also have a lot of games in the language arts department. So I will have to make a full video about all the different games that we use. Let me know if you would like that in the comments below. Moving on to science. Now, this is not a subject that is often thought of as one you would for sure include in your first grade curriculum, and that's true because, well, science is everywhere, and you can incorporate it into your daily life, and you do not need a specific curriculum. However, having the right resources, and if you have a desire to teach your kids science in a way that you might not know all of the answers to yourself, then having a curriculum is by all means okay, but we choose not to have one. I was a biology major in school, and I have a master's degree in nursing, and now I'm a college professor for the nursing school, part-time kind of adjunct. So I like science. I have a pretty good foundation in science, and I want my kids to have that like foundation for them as well. So even before, like last year, I made her and a bunch of other people so that anyone else that wanted them could get them as well. They're in my Etsy shop. I have a science, like preschool, pre-K, first grade, early learning science binder with lots of activity pages for her. And it has everything from like biology to what is a scientist, how the scientific method works, to chemistry, to physics, to space, to all of it. They really love the animal pages, so we like learn about biomes and about the different classifications of animals and things like that. So like what makes a reptile a reptile, and then we would bring these wherever we would go in the car, do a lot of car schooling. So we have a ton of those pages that my daughter still enjoys doing. She definitely knows all the answers at this point, but she just enjoys playing with them at this point. So we will still do those from time to time, but it'll primarily be for my younger daughter at this point. This year for science for her, we are doing things in our co-op for science. So when we built our co-op, we are continuing to change it and grow along with what we think we need. So a lot of moms wanted to do the science curriculum this year, and we have a wide range of pages for our co-op. So I'll go into more detail for this later, but we decided to get a preschool curriculum for our preschoolers. And then when we separate out into our older group and our younger group, we are going to dive deeper into the topic. So do some research, do some like learning for moms so that we can teach on a deeper level the same subjects. So if we're learning about roots and shoots and things like that for the preschoolers, we will also do that for the big kids as well, the early elementary age kiddos. And we'll just do it with more fun, their age experiments and learning concepts. So we're doing that. We also do a lot of nature studies, learning outside, things like that. We have lots of resources for this. This is just one of them, and it is the Nature Connection, an outdoor workbook for kids, families, and classrooms. Now, this is just, again, one of them, and we have a whole section over here of like a go bag for things that we love exploring and doing in nature. Whew, out of breath. Okay, hello. Pregnancy, you know. And then another thing we're going to be doing is some more unit studies. So I love creating unit studies myself, but there are some that we have that we are currently working through, and that is the Walnut Way has a human body unit study, and so we're going to be continuing with that. This is just one page from it, the circulatory system, and so we're going to be continuing with this. And another thing that we love to have for all subjects, but science in particular, and that really helps them flourish, is a bunch of books that are like reference books. So we have like the human body, we have oceans. I will show you all of the different books we have in another video because it is extensive, and we love this because the kids will just take a book or one that I have like out like this, and they will just take it up in the morning and they'll just look at all the pictures. And even if they can't read like most of this like in depth, they'll look at the pictures and ask me about what they're interested in, and we will learn how to research it and how to find quality resources for research and good sources and things like that. So it just becomes its own lesson without even trying. So we love these. Now, if you would like to get some of the ones we have, I do have those linked to my storefront in the description box, but no pressure. I think you can do a great job finding whatever books you would like to. Okay, we're moving on to social studies, our history, our geography, our culture, etc. But before we do, if this video is helpful to you, please give it a like. It is very helpful for me to know if you're enjoying it, and it's helpful for the algorithm. And that'd be really great. Thank you. Please and thank you. So for social studies, we are very eclectic. I just piece together things and I just do some research and find lots of different things to put together. So we go to Disney World and we learn at Epcot, or we learn from people from different countries all over the world. And so that is a great resource. There is lots of different other instances where we learn at Disney World and involve social studies like geography and culture and things like that. That was a really big one when we take our field trips there. We also do a lot of traveling. So we're going to Europe for like a month, and we're going to hopefully learn a lot, and so are our kids, and we're going to learn it together, and we're going to experience those things together, and it's going to help us bond as a family, but it's also going to help us create lasting memories and lasting, hopefully. Research shows that when you learn and have fun at the same time, and you're doing it with people that you love and you're enjoying the time together, then you remember those things more. So we're hoping that our kids will have some foundational things, even though they're pretty young, 6 and 4. I will get back to you on how everything goes with our trip. So again, we do a lot of reference books for history. Now I do have a curriculum that we were given by a friend that they didn't end up using, so we're going to try that as well. But for now, we are doing things like our big reference books that are beautiful and so pretty. And again, we'll just read a page from those, and sometimes I will create a unit study on a certain topic if the kids are really loving it. But we're not doing a specific time period or country at this time. We do learn a lot about different countries before we travel to them, or different locations and things like that. But we're not doing American history this year. Things that will come later. So we do like history by the year or year by year. This one's a favorite, a child throughout time. This one's a great one. This one's in my Amazon storefront. Actually, all of these are. If any of these resources look good to you and you just don't want to take the time to type it in yourself, you can look in the storefront down in the description box below. No pressure. We also have the Children's Illustrated Atlas. That's a favorite. We have quite a few more on the bookshelf behind me. Here's one more, Countries of the World. This is one we do a lot, like before we travel. So we love that one. They're so colorful and so much I learn about the countries, which is really fun. And then the one part of our curriculum that we are doing is from Masterbooks, and that is my story in the world around me. So it has like lots of different activities in here. I will do a flip through if you would like to see that. I'm not sure how much we will, we'll see. We're gonna do a flip through, and I think I'm gonna love it. I'm just not sure if we're gonna have the capacity to do it in its entirety this year. So we shall see. Okay, let's talk Bible. So this is kind of like loop. We don't do the same Bible every single day, the same Bible curriculum every single day or studies. We just go based on like a rotation and what the kids ask for. So we are doing theology, which we've already started and we actually really love, and it's super simple, super quick, but the kids really enjoy that one. My oldest really likes this book, Foundations, a 260-day Bible reading plan for kids with different activities, as well as like Bible verses to memorize, and it's pretty all-inclusive when it comes to learning. And then Sings My Soul is a book that we have been using for a while, and we're still working through it. So it has a bunch of hymns and how the hymns were written and who wrote them and things like that. So that has been fun. And we use the Explorer Bible primarily for them. We have a lot of other ones that we enjoy and we've like looked at. And of course we use like our Bibles that we as parents use, whichever one's closest. But my daughter really loves this one because it has so many different references. There's QR codes that they can learn more, and we can learn more about either a specific character or a theme, or we can learn about like the history of the place and like what time was like back then. So really good resource, really love this one. Before we move on to our last subject that I am focusing on this year, if this is helpful to you, please like this video. You made it almost to the end. Show me you have by liking this video. I would love to hear what you are doing this year with your kids down in the comments below. I love getting ideas and just seeing how diverse and different each unique family and each kid learns. And so I'd love to hear what you're doing down in the comments, and I'm sure it'd be helpful for others as well. And then if you would like to get more tips, tricks, resources for your next homeschooling adventure, your next homeschooling day, or you're just looking for some encouragement for the current day, be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out on things that are coming up soon. And I look forward to seeing you then. But now let's talk about physical education, which is something that we are incorporating a lot this year in different ways, and whether that is through things that I've created for them, because I was a college athlete, so I kind of grew up learning a lot about my physical education and different ways to train your body and things like that. So I create like lots of agility courses for them. We have a lot of new things coming later on in this year that we plan on getting for them. We're going to redo our whole loft to be this kind of like big gym fitness activity playground upstairs. So we're really excited about that, which they don't know about. Good thing they don't watch these videos, right? So it's going to be a surprise. But we also are going to do things like my daughter is doing ice skating this year. Hopefully she wants to do ballet as well. But for sure we're doing ice skating, so she's gonna practice her figure skating and get some exercise that way. We do some online videos and workouts that we find online, and some virtual classes that we found, but just getting involved with other people and walking around Disney World all day. Those are going to be some of our extracurricular type physical education activities. Of course, we are not doing a curriculum this year. I know there are some out there if you are looking for one. There are several that incorporate like health and fitness, and if you would like to learn more about those, I can look into those, or I can just comment down below and I will send you the ones that I've read about and I know about. We just won't be utilizing those this year. So if you've made it to the end of the video. Thanks for joining me. This is what we are doing for our first grade year. Let's see if it's what we're doing halfway through the year still, and all the different checkpoints in between, because as homeschoolers we have the flexibility to change and grow based on what our family needs and what is working. So if you like this video, I'm sure you will like the next video, so I will see you there.